referred to have regular ENT appointments on the NHS. That was the right thing to do. So the patient's being visiting ENT. When they go to ENT, they don't necessarily see an ENT consultant. They can see an ENT registrar, a junior doctor, or even a nurse. But the patient's not really finding it satisfactory. They find it's uncomfortable. The procedure's being performed, and they don't feel as though all the wax is cleared. So the patient's just decided to come back to myself on a regular basis, and she's happy to obviously incur any private fees for that. Now, what makes this procedure really complex, as you can see there, as we're introducing the suction probe, the horizontal suction probe, the ear canal is actually collapsing. And that's because the ear canal is inflamed, it's swollen, there's edema, swelling, fluid buildup in the cells of the ear canal. And when we're introducing the suction probe, the sucker itself is sucking the fluid from the canal wall in the cells into the sucker, and it's causing the ear canal to collapse. And it can be very uncomfortable for the patient. Of course, if the ear canal collapses, we're not able to remove the wax. So we have to tread very delicately. So what I think in the next few minutes, at the moment I'm using a standard Zollner suction probe. I think in a few minutes I used a fenestration hole Zollner suction probe. So fenestration hole suction probe, Zollner suction probe, is identical to the standard Zollner suction probe, but with the added addition of a hole on the handle. So hole in hole, and if you have your finger over the top of the hole of this fenestration hole, Zollner suction probe, the suction power is maximum like it is for standard Zollner suction probe. But if you just let your finger off it, it's less suction power. And I rarely use the fenestration suction probe, other than in cases like this. So what I do, I insert the suction probe into past the swelling with my finger off the fenestration hole, so there's less suction power. So there's less opportunity for the ear canal to collapse on itself and be literally sucked in by the sucker. And once I'm through the swelling and I've made contact with the wax, I then quickly put my finger over the fenestration hole with max power. So I think at this stage, so it looks the same. You won't notice all the handles, it's the injection hole. So see, we're past the swelling, and this wax is very mushy. It's actually, I'll say it's wax, but a lot of it's high composition of keratin, dead skin. So just an interesting fact for you is earwax, 60% of earwax is actually composed of dead skin keratin. The remaining 40% is a combination of oily sweat, secreted by cerebrous glands. It's the same sweat glands as we find under our armpits if you do have that particular mutation, which is the mutation of the ABCC11 gene. Some people have it, some people don't. And if you do have a particular mutation, it gives you the cerebrous glands, and they're that modified sweat glands. It's an oily sweat. It's not the same sweat you get on your brow like a water-based sweat. It's an oily sweat. When it dries, it smells. Hence why body odour can be quite offensive. Earwax can also be quite offensive. And the also making up that remaining 40% of earwax is sebum. So sebum is an oily, lipid, fatty secretion. We often find that on our hair follicles on our scalp. It's the same substance. So the cerebrous glands, which secrete the oily sweat, and the sebaceous glands, which secrete the sebum substance, they're located on the outer third of the ear canal, the cartilaginous portion. And the ear canal itself is lined with dead skin. As the skin dies and sheds, it naturally migrates outwards sideways like a conveyor belt. And as the skin migrates from the eardrums immediately towards the entrance laterally, it combines with the oily sweat, with the oily fatty substance, and forms earwax. So 60% on average is dead skin, the remaining 40% is sebum and sweat. In this particular case, I would say that the concentration of dead skin is a lot more than 60%, probably 80%. That's what's gives it a mushy texture. So we can just see there the ear canal collapsing on itself. So we're right up against the eardrum now, so we have funneled our way through. So it's like a short show potential, just trying to funnel through the ear canal throughout the eardrum now. Now this is where it gets really tricky because the ear canal, as you can see, is very, very inflamed, very narrow, and it's just about getting the suction probe. There's no instrumentation, you can use irrigation, water-based, identical irrigation, but especially in this case, irrigation. Effectively, quick exacerbate the symptoms of the ear canal. So we just have to capacity the suction like the code, which we careful not to get water in her ear. So she's doing all the right things. She was virtually stone deaf when she attended. She could not hear a thing that I was saying. You can just see how sore there is. When we go into the, you can see it's quite scabby there externally, a lot of sore points. I mean, the patient does admit to scratching the outside of the ear. Sometimes it itches.